The Battle of Kepler's Gate was supposed to be the end of the Terran resistance. Station Commander Yildiz watched from his flagship as the Hegemony's armada, 1,200 vessels strong, surrounded the last human stronghold. Inside that orbital fortress, 40,000 humans refused to surrender. Foolish, but admirable in its own way. All weapons charged, his tactical officer reported. Waiting on your command. Yildiz opened a channel to the station. Commander Hayes, this is your final warning. Surrender now, and your people will be granted swift deaths. Resist, and we'll make it slow. The human woman's face appeared on screen, scarred and weary, but defiant. Commander Yildiz, I have a counter-offer. Leave now, and maybe you'll survive what's coming. Coming. Yildiz clicked in amusement. Your species has 3 ships left in the entire sector. We have 1,200. What could possibly? Every sensor on his bridge screamed simultaneously. Slipspace rupture, his officer shouted. Massive energy signature. Distance, 1 astronomical unit. Space tore open like someone had cut reality with a knife. Through the wound emerged a single ship. But calling it a ship was like calling a star candle. It was 30 kilometers long, angular and brutal, covered in armor that seemed to drink in light. Weapon arrays bristled across its hull, thousands of them, and at its prow, painted in letters that burned in every spectrum. Remember Earth. What is that? Yildiz whispered. Commander Hayes' expression transformed into something between relief and fury. That, you genocidal bastard, is the THS Reckoning. Humanity's last dreadnought. The ship we've been building in secret for 3 years while you hunted us across the stars. 1 ship against 1,200? You're insane. Maybe. But that 1 ship carries something you'll never understand. Rage. Pure, distilled, 3 years in the making rage. Her eyes. Burned. You glassed Earth. You killed 8 billion humans while we watched from orbit, unable to stop you. You called it acceptable losses in the pursuit of peace. Remember? Yildiz did remember. It had been a strategic necessity. Earth's resistance had been too costly. The Hegemony Council had approved the bombardment unanimously. So we built this, Hayes continued. Every surviving human contributed. Scientists, engineers, miners, children, everyone. We poured everything we had into one question. How do you make 1,200 ships irrelevant? The Reckoning powered its weapons. Yildiz sensors couldn't classify half of them. The answer, Hayes said softly, is you build something so terrifying that numbers don't matter anymore. All ships, open fire. Yildiz commanded. 1,200 vessels unleashed hell. Energy beams, missiles, kinetic rounds. Enough firepower to crack a planet. The Reckoning didn't dodge. It didn't need to. Its shields absorbed everything. Then it returned fire. What happened next wasn't a battle. It was a demonstration. The Reckoning's main gun fired once. The beam, if it could be called that, tore through 17 ships like they were paper. Its secondary batteries tracked targets with impossible precision, each shot a kill. Its missile pods launched swarms that thought, adapted, hunted. In 6 minutes, Yildiz lost 300 ships. Retreat, he ordered. All vessels. Emergency jump. Jump drives non-functional, his officer reported, voice breaking. They're jamming slipspace across the entire sector. We can't leave. Commander Hayes' face reappeared. Now you understand. You trapped us in this corner of space. Hunted us. Killed our families. And you thought we'd just die quietly. She leaned forward. Humans don't die quietly. We get even. The Reckoning advanced, methodical and unstoppable. It wasn't fighting, it was executing. Please. Yildiz found himself begging. We'll withdraw. We'll negotiate. You'll die. Hayes interrupted. Like Earth died. Slowly enough to understand what you've done. The Reckoning has enough ammunition for all 1,200 of your ships. We did the math. This is genocide. No. Genocide is what you did to Earth. Her expression was stone. This is justice. 1 ship, carrying the fury of 8 billion ghosts. You wanted to end humanity? Congratulations. You created something worse. The last thing Yildiz saw was the Reckoning's main gun powering up again, and Commander Hayes' final words. Remember Earth, you bastards. Because Earth remembers you. When the battle ended 6 hours later, the Hegemony Armada was debris. The Reckoning stood alone, scarred but unbroken. One ship had ended 1200, and the galaxy learned, never back humans into a corner. Because that's when they stop being reasonable and start being apocalyptic.